moments, and sometimes tragic moments, sometimes joyful moments, is I've moved around the country 4 or 5 times. I've struggled with every single move. I get a yellow pad out. I write stuff down. I wait to the last second, and I make a call. And my life has gone pretty well, right? And I could have made some bad choices. I think I made some good choices. And Kevin Durant led the Warriors 3-1. He was in Oklahoma City. He led them 3-1. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, they blow the series. If they don't, and they win that series, and Klay Thompson doesn't go crazy in one of those games, Kevin Durant stays in Oklahoma City, and we don't have the Warrior dynasty. We never have it. It doesn't change the league. One loss, one moment, one series changes the league. Think about the Clippers. 3 days ago, Kawhi is so savvy. Kawhi, Paul George, best combo after LeBron AD. The Clippers are about to take over this town. Steve Ballmer is going to own this city. Doc Rivers is the perfect coach. Game 7, they lead, second half meltdown. It is now, Doc Rivers is a nice guy, but he's the wrong coach. Paul George, you can't trust him. You know, Kawhi's really good, but let's be honest about it. He can't just carry a team. They don't have a point guard. Now, most of it, I believe, is overreaction. But one of the things that's not overreaction, and I want everybody to take a deep breath and think about this. We keep seeing this half dozen guys in the NBA who are great players disappoint us in the postseason. Westbrook over and over and over and over. Harden over and over and over and over. Embiid and Simmons can't get along. Giannis now 2 years in a row. And Paul George. Okay, it's now not just random. Paul George shrinks. And I like him. And he's a good player. But if you go look at the numbers, Game 7 in the fourth quarter, he played scared. No points, no assists, 0 for 6, turnovers, ball hit the side of the backboard. He didn't have another quarter like that in the series. I saw it in Indiana. He shrinks. Like, you can keep convincing yourself with these guys who shrink in big moments. Next year will be different. Mike D'Antoni, Daryl Morey in Houston. You know, finally Oklahoma City said, we're over it. It's not different. This is what it is. Guys like Jokic in Denver, they play well in big spots. LeBron plays well in big spots. Kawhi generally does. But I think you have to ask yourself, if you're the Clippers, if you get a phone call on Paul George, you want to go through this again in 12 months or 9 months? We got a history here. Stop trying to convince yourself the opposite of all the data you have. Like, you can just, the teams that keep convincing themselves of it get burned in the playoffs every year. So I think you got to call on Paul George. It's the right call. I'd make a move. I still think Kawhi is great. I still think the roster is excellent. I love the owner. I think Doc's won a title. I don't think Doc would get in the way. But the Paul George thing, and I like him. It's real. Got to own it. His 16th All-NBA selection. There's so much talent in this league. Just go look at the second and the third. I mean, Kawhi Leonard made second team. That's how much talent the NBA has. Jokic for Denver made the second team. It's Harden, it's Luka, it's LeBron, it's Giannis, Anthony Davis. Officially, LeBron is the greatest player for the longest duration ever. I did not say the GOAT. He is the greatest player. Kareem is second place, in my opinion. But he has now surpassed Kareem. He's the greatest player for the longest period of time. And for the record, I'm not really a longevity guy. That I've always said in baseball for the Hall of Fame, are you great, Jim Rice, for 10 years? You're a Hall of Famer. I don't care if you compiled the most doubles over 27 years or you had the most seasons with the fewest errors at second base over 27 years. I'm into great. A lot of people work at one job for 35 years. Congratulations. You were content. You played it safe. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it translates to great. LeBron is the greatest player in the history of basketball on the planet for the longest duration. And it's hard to be great a long time as a business or a player. a business or an athlete. There's cultural changes. You get some bad executives. You're constantly getting poached. You know, LeBron's teammates, he loses a company loses their best engineer, their best vice president. Sometimes you have bad products. Sometimes an athlete has injuries, bad teammates. But let me make this comparison. LeBron is Microsoft and Michael Jordan is Apple. Apple and Michael Jordan are more glamorous, more popular, have more iconic moments. You know, LeBron, the block. We could argue over his second most iconic play. The block is it, right? Michael's got like 8 of those. The hand switching here and the Craig Elo jumper and the jam over the Knicks. Michael's got like 10 of those. LeBron's got the block and then like 17 years of amazing. That's Microsoft. Apple fired Steve Jobs, had a huge downturn, disappeared in America. Michael Jordan retired twice. Second team, he was crappy. But the duration of LeBron and Microsoft was founded in 86. By 89, it was an economic force in America. It's never had a downturn. It is not as glamorous as Apple. It's not as cool as Apple. It is not as iconic as Apple. They don't have an iPhone. But every company in America uses Microsoft of any size. Every single one. We all use Apple. Every company in America that matters in the world uses Microsoft. And that is LeBron. I'm not arguing GOAT. You can argue Apple, Microsoft, what matters more. It's personal. But to go 31 years as a company or 17 years as an athlete and have no big downturn. I mean, we knock LeBron for losing in the finals. That's the knock on him. He's going to blow Jordan away in every stat. The knock on LeBron is, well, I mean, he lost that finals with Matthew Dellavedova to a dynasty. Whew, that's some criticism. And I guess the knock on Microsoft is, they didn't kind of missed on the phone. And I'm not a longevity guy. And I get that MJ's more popular, more iconic, more glamorous, more stylish. I get the Apple MJ argument. I get that. And I'm not a longevity guy, but to be great as a company for 30 years, a power, and to be great as an athlete for 17, injuries, bad coaches, bad owners. I mean, you talk about cultural changes for companies. How about cultural changes for LeBron? LeBron walked into the NBA as a freight train, and he had to become a three-point shooter. The game changed. It doesn't even look like it used to. When LeBron came into the league, centers dominate the league. Now Steph Curry, who weighs less than me, is now the guy that can literally change a series in 3 minutes. There's no arguing. 16th first-team All-NBA. LeBron James is officially the greatest basketball player in the history of the world for the longest amount of time. Unbelievable. All right, Trent Dilfer was on a podcast with my buddy Ryan Russillo, and he said it. He said it. Trent said it. And I kind of agree with him, but he's not wrong about Aaron Rodgers. That's coming up. How would you like to save $400 a year on your cellular service? Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, are you with them now? Well, here's the good news. The average person is saving $400 a year just by signing up for Pure Talk USA. Just by signing up. Here's the cool part. You don't have to sacrifice coverage. You don't have to sacrifice speed, because in order to save 50% on your wireless bill, Pure Talk is on the exact same towers and networks as one of those carriers covering 99% of Americans. What are you waiting for? Their customer service is based in the United States. You keep your phone, you keep your number, choose from the latest iPhones and Androids. And right now, listen to this. Unlimited talk, unlimited text with Pure Talk USA. Unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 2 gigs of data. $20 a month, that's it. $20 a month, that is it. Grab your mobile phone. Here's all you have to do. Dial pound 250 and say my name, Colin Cowherd. Dial pound 250 and say my name, Colin Cowherd.